Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. I really hope you guys enjoyed my Deadpool Deluxe review. I apologize, my Blade and Wolverine review. For some reason that did not post. I'm still trying to figure out as to why. That should be up shortly, but regardless, let's jump into this review. So today we will be having a look at the Marvel Legends Hasbro Pulse exclusive Muse and Bullseye 2-pack. And wow. If you guys remember when this 2-pack originally went up for pre-order, it was Hasbro Pulse members first, and then everybody else. I'm assuming, I know I believe it's currently sold out. I haven't checked to see if they're back in stock yet, but as of this recording, the last time I knew, they were still sold out. I got my pre-order in early, incredibly excited about this. Muse is one after seeing Daredevil Born Again Season 1. I wanted a Muse figure. Now, honestly, if they do release an MCU Muse, I'll probably pick that one up too, but this comic one will do until then. And Bullseye. I'm not familiar with this. The tactical look looks very much like he appeared again in Born Again Season 2. And for the first episode, Born Again Season 1. Again, as you'll notice, he's more in a tactical outfit, and it's black. It's not the typical suit, the blue Bullseye suit, or the dark blue Bullseye suit we're typically used to seeing. I think this is from his Thunderbolts run. I could be wrong. I'm not too familiar with this specific look of Bullseye, but I'm almost positive that's what this is from. Like, that's where the run is from. So, anywho. Furthering that, though, yeah, wow. This is great, and it's loaded with accessories, and as you can see, we'll talk about a lot of good stuff. There is some reuse, accessories wise. I don't know about sculpt. We'll have to wait and see, but yeah, let's go ahead and take a look. So as you can see, Marvel Legends 14 plus, Muse, Daredevil, Bullseye, Hasbro, double D's up top for Daredevil. And again, very nice. That same kind of comic art paneling font that we got with the Ghost Rider. Very nice, keeping it consistent. Flipping to the back, there is a product shot, or I guess an image of Muse and Bullseye. Or renders, I guess. Product shot, renders, whatever you want to call it. So, and they look very good. And again, Marvel Legends, and then you get the stuff behind them, the Daredevil there. So, a bunch of legal stuff right here. Flip them to the side. Marvel's Muse. And Marvel's Bullseye. Got that little thing right there that they always typically do. Flipping to the bottom, here's the UPC and barcode in case that helps anybody. And here is, let's see if I can move this back. Here is that other side of the box where you can see both the Muse and Bullseye again. So yeah, so without further ado, let's go ahead and crack this thing open and take a closer look. Alrighty guys, we are back. Now that they're out of the package, let's go ahead and look over the accessories because there are a ton. First and foremost, let's go ahead and go over reuse because there are a couple of reuse of accessories. Not complaining, it's excellent reuse. As you guys know my opinions on that by now with figures and accessories, so let's get into it. So first, starting off with some of the most easiest of reuses. This rifle looks like a sniper. Not exactly the exact make and model, but this originally came with, I want to say, Crossfire, which is with the Quantumania Cassie Lang Build-A-Figure. Again, very nice. You can see the paint on there, the stock, and the scope, and very nice, and the barrel, and the clipper mag right there, so that looks very cool. So, very nice there. So yeah, very nice. We've seen this figure with the comic book Yelena Belova. We've seen it with Crossfire. Now we're seeing it with Bullseye. I cannot remember for the life of me if we've seen it with anyone else. I do not believe so, but I could be wrong. But as far as I know, thus far, we've only seen it with 3 figures. This Bullseye, the comic book Yelena Belova, and I'm not even sure what Build-A-Figure wave that the Yelena Belova was from. It was from one of the comic waves. It was either the, what was it, Hulkling, or not Hulkling, Braun, I think is his name. So, Amadeus Cho, something like that, I think. It came with that one, or it was the guy who looks like Abomination, who's a green lizard. It's something like that. It's not the lizard, but he looks like a green lizard. I'm not sure what his name was, but, or maybe it was the Puff Adder Build-A-Figure wave. It was one of those. It's got to be one of those that the Yelena came from. But yeah, we've seen this one before, nevertheless. Another one we've seen this bat, and again, it has the red paint. We all know what this is supposed to be. It looks really good. I'm pretty sure the bat's been reused. I mean, we've seen it with the retro card Hammerhead. We've seen it with Hammerhead. We've seen it with the Punisher a couple times. Comic book Punisher, I believe. We've also seen it with the Tracksuit Mafia. It was in a different color, and we've even seen it with the Walgreens exclusive Jigsaw Punisher villain. So yeah, very nice there, very nice there. My only small gripe with this is that I understand they did it here, but why did they do it on top? That's like my only gripe with that. So other than that, the paint looks pretty good. It's on there well, so yeah, pretty excited about that. Looks really good. And then again, as I was mentioning, reuse of accessories. We've seen this machete before. Nothing new. We've seen it with the Tracksuit Mafia. We're seeing it with Muse. We've also seen it with Jigsaw, and I'm sure we've seen it a couple other times. The Tracksuit Mafia figure, I believe that was a Target exclusive, because it was like a build, because it came with like multiple heads. It came with like a crowbar, this, and then something else. I'm not 100%, but like I said, we've seen this before. Nevertheless, very nice to have it. Some more recent reuse. We saw this axe. I believe we've seen this first with Punisher. So very nice to see with the the Daredevil Born Again Punisher. Very nice to see it again here, and then again it's got the red paint. So yeah, very nice there. And then the sheen, the silver, you can see the gunmetal gray throughout. You can see the sheen on it right there in the lights. That looks really good. Not a whole lot of paint on it, but again, other than the red paint. So yeah, that's right there, and that looks really good. So there's that. And then other reuse. We've seen this handgun. It looks like a pistol, I think. I'm not exactly sure what type. But we've seen this before. We saw this first with the Born Again Punisher. And then we've seen it with the new Punisher for the One Last Kill figure that went up for pre-order last week, 2 weeks ago, a week ago, something like that. But yeah, that's where we first saw that at. And then again, it's got the little, my camera will pick that up. It's got a little divot right there. So if you wanted to add firing effects or effects to that, you could. This time they didn't bother painting the clip silver or the mag silver, because on the Punisher version it's like a gray silver right there, so they didn't bother here. But again, it does its job well. Who's really gonna care? So very nice there. And then I'm pretty sure this is the same knife we saw that came with John Bernthal's Punisher again. This time it's just it's in brown. The handle is brown and more silver, more gunmetal gray. Excuse me, very good. So yeah, there's that. And then as far as other reuse, I'm not familiar with this knife. I've never seen this before. I'm not 100% sure if this is reuse or not. It could be, but again, I'm not 100% sure. So I really have no clue. If you guys know about this one, please let me know down in the comments down below. I'd appreciate it. But yeah, so there's that. And then the newest accessory, I believe this is new, I'm almost positive this is new, is we get Muse's spray can. Spray paint. So really cool there, really cool accessory. In the product images on Hasbro Pulse, it looked like there was supposed to be like something that was like sticking out to where you could hold it. So maybe it was this that made it look, the image made it look distorted, like it was pulled out more. But either way, I'm happy to have it, because an accessory like this, you'd think Muse would come with a paint can. So very nice there, very nice. It's in that blue, metallic here, like that color, and silver up at the top, and there's the nozzle so we can spray it. So very nice there. Nothing on the bottom, just a little bit of marbling, but nothing bad. And then as for Muse, other than the various accessories you could have, either of them use, Muse comes with hands. So the hands that Muse comes with are, he comes with 2 fists, 2 weapon holding hands, and a grabby hand for the paint, and a wide open hand. So you get a nice variety sets of hands here. Very nice. And again, they're all red, because as you see on Muse, they're red. So yeah, if you know about Muse, you know, you know. So there's that. Very nice. So yeah, there's that. And then for Bullseye, he gets 2 head sculpts. You get the more tactical look. Like I said, he looks like the version from Born Again. I'm probably going to keep it displayed with that look. But you also get a red paint version right here where it's covered in red paint. So very nice though. You can see the splatter effects, and I will say the paint apps on Bullseye is clean. We'll talk about that more when we take a look at him, but that is very clean. And just that smirk, comic book Bullseye, that looks great. That looks really good. So I would recommend heating this up before popping it on the head. It's just a simple dumbbell joint, but it is pretty tight on there, so I wouldn't force that. I'd probably heat this up first, just run it under some warm water a second or so, no more, no less. So just do that and call it a day. So yeah, very nice there. And then other than that, Bullseye also comes with hands. It comes with 2 fists, 2 weapon holding hands. These are just, I guess, the grabbing hand / relaxed hands. Comes with 2 of those. And I want to say, I do like the knuckle there. Just kind of that texture throughout. Reminds me of the Arkham Asylum Batman that McFarlane Toys made. It's got that same sort of texture. So very nice attention to detail there. And then he also comes with 2 additional hands. He comes with a trigger hand and him holding his daggers, his small daggers, like he's getting ready to throw them. So again, very nice. I can't say too much, but I can say, as far as mismatched hands go, I know people are going to be like, oh, well, why couldn't we get 2 of each? That would have been nice. And honestly, for the 2-pack, the price that we were already paying, it would have been nice for them to throw in the extra, maybe these 2 extra hands. But honestly, I'm not complaining. I mean, if you're going to have him hold his rifle and he needs a gun holding hand, then, or a trigger hand, give him this hand. Because I highly doubt he'd be firing and throwing these at once or at the same time. I mean, comic Bullseye can, and Bullseye can, but again, options. Not complaining, but still, I think it looks great. So, and then the silver on these, just the gunmetal gray paint, they look great. So, very, very awesome, very cool there. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at the figures themselves. Let's go ahead and start with Muse individually. So, taking a look at Muse, I'm not 100% sure what is new and what is reused from this guy, because the head's new, I know that. And oh my, look at that. That's, and then you can see the eyes are red there. That looks, honestly, that looks awesome. You can see the straps and the buckles there painted that. You can see the paint coming around. He's got his little backpack, and even that's painted, and you can see the textures and details throughout. I really appreciate that. Again, you can see more of the buckles there, so, and you can see the red paint. So yeah, there's that. But honestly, this guy came out clean. I'm sure we've seen the arms from somewhere. I'm not sure about the torso. Here's what's weird. You can move the torso, but these are attached via here. So I really don't know how much movement you're going to get out of that torso. You can kind of see, can kind of move. Mine at the moment is a little stiff, so I'm not going to force that, but you can imagine. He does come with butterfly joints. You can see right there, butterfly joints for movement, so very good. It can go up that much pretty much, and well, it's not the articulation segment yet, but we'll come back to it. And then the shorts, again, buckles down here, the pants and buckles again. I'm not familiar with these legs. I do believe these are new. I have not seen them before. I don't believe they are. We've seen them anywhere else. I believe this is all new sculpt for this figure. So maybe except for the arms and torso, but the legs are definitely new. But yeah, this Muse figure, this is gonna be. I'm gonna have a great time posing this guy. This is gonna be awesome. Great for figure photography and everything else. So yeah, pretty basic with Muse, but very, very nice nevertheless. I mean, you can just really tell the attention to detail that went into this guy, and honestly, this is pretty much what he looked like in Daredevil Born Again. I mean, his suit was more like canvasy. I think they even said that on the show, that his suit was made out of like old canvas or something. But even just for this, using as an MCU, I mean, I know it's a comic book figure, but using it for an MCU stand-in until we get the MCU figure, Who knows? I may not even get the MCU figure. It just kind of depends, you know. But I'm very happy to have a Muse in my collection, nevertheless. So there's Muse. And taking a look at Bullseye, we finally got Daredevil's arch nemesis. Well, one of his many arch nemesis, I guess, because people typically debate, is it Bullseye or is it Kingpin? Is it Bullseye or is it Kingpin? So, you know. But yeah, just like I said, just looking at this is awesome. I don't believe, yeah, no, that can't come off. The belt's a separate piece. I'm pretty sure we've seen the torso before. That's also a little stiff. I'm not going to force that. And again, as I mentioned, the paint came out clean. It does look a little warped, but it doesn't look horrible on there. And that's actually sculpted on there, believe it or not. That's sculpted on there. But I honestly think it looks really good. Thank goodness no scuff or dings on mine. So I'm really happy with that. And then you can see his blue eyes right there. So, and then, like I said, I'm pretty sure the arms have been reused. The torso's been reused. I believe the head is new. I believe both heads are new. And again, with these legs, same thing I mentioned with Muse. They are not the same legs, but they, like I said, he's more in his more tactical cargo look, kind of similar to what we saw in Born Again. And just, like I said, just, you know, so these legs are new. I've never seen these before, so very nice there. And like I said, I would have maybe liked a couple of these, a couple of his daggers to be stand-ins. Like, you remember the Moon Knight that came with those, like, real small crescent rings? That would be really cool. But again, we kind of get the hand with them already, and, you know, if these were separate, we'd probably lose them, so probably a good thing they're attached. But yeah, nevertheless, so, and then he has storage right here where you can put something, and then he has storage over here where you could put something. So let me just go ahead and demonstrate putting one of these things in here. If I had my guess, I'd probably say, I mean, let's see if we can just, see if I can do this on camera. There we go. Just slots right on in, just like so. So you can have him using it like that, or you can have it the other way. Again, like I said, very nice to have options. So see if I can just wiggle that out. Yep. And then over here, I'm assuming that's probably room for him to go ahead and sheath that. Yep. Just like so. So you could sheath that. And like I said, it pops out of there very easily. That blade is very flimsy. It's a softer plastic. It's not like flimsy like it's gonna break. It's just flimsy. So very nice there. And then, like I said, just overall, just looking at this guy, again, he also has butterfly joints. You can kind of see that flex right there. So very nice there. And then, like I said, again with the head, pop this off. It is on a dumbbell joint, and I'm not gonna force that on there, but that's just, I'm just gonna set that on there right now because I have not heated this up yet, and I'm not gonna force that. But you can kind of get the picture, like we saw in the packaging. So very nice. I really wish we would have gotten an additional head with this as well. That would have had the red paint on there, so that would have been nice. But yet again, very nice. Small nitpicks, nothing atrocious. So yeah. But overall, these are great figures, and honestly, swapping out the hands, it's sort of the same stuff we've seen before. I mean, you know, okay, so let's do this. Where's his still at? It might take a minute. Let's see if I can. Cool, there's that. So, as you can see, yeah, there you go. There's Bullseye. Set him back right there. And let's go ahead and do the same thing with Muse. Just go ahead and pop one off here. Go ahead and pop in another hand of his. Let me see if I can grab this really quickly. All right, cool. And there is Muse. Both holding accessories, so very nice. Never the least. Again, I am very happy with everything that came with these figures. I think it's a lot of accessories, a great number of accessories. I think for the price of it, I think it's great. It is. It's a great set. It's an amazing set, honestly. I do feel, though, it could be a bit better. Like I said, some of my minor nitpicks, other than maybe, like, set of hands even set of hands for Bullseye and an extra head, but like I said, that's small, and knowing Hasbro, they'll probably end up doing that for the Born Again version. Hopefully, we get a Born Again version. Fingers crossed, hopefully. So, yeah. Other than that, though, there's really not a whole lot to the set other than everything I've touched on. So, before we run through articulation, I want to go ahead and do a very quick comparison. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So here is the Daredevil from Daredevil Born Again. Here he is next to Bullseye. Let me go ahead and straighten him out real quick. Oh, you can see where he stands next to him. I'm guessing maybe he's a bit smaller. We will see. Is he a bit smaller? Okay, so Daredevil really is about Muse's height, but the beanie makes him look a little bigger. How does Bullseye compare? Just out of curiosity. Okay, yeah, they're the same height. They're the same height. So yeah, that looks cool. And the contrast between the two is great. Obviously, MCU figure versus comic figure, but like I said, it's in my collection, so got a mix of both. Who cares? But yeah, options are always nice. So there's that, and then I'll leave him right over there. And then another one I want to bring in real quick is the Kingpin from the Hawkeye show. We have not gotten a Born Again Kingpin yet, so this is the next best thing. The only D'Onofrio figure I have in my entire collection. So here he is. We never saw Muse and Kingpin interact, but here they are side by side. And he's not going to want to stay. Yep, he's not going to want to stay. So there are those two. Here they are next to one another. So it does look like Muse. No, is he taller? Muse is taller because of the beanie, but very nice either way. And then somebody we have seen interact, season 3 of the original Netflix show was Muse and Kingpin, and their height looks about good as well. So very nice there. And then taking a look at Matt and Fisk right here, or Daredevil and Kingpin. Very nice there. So there you go, options. So go ahead and leave these guys right here. But yeah, so yeah, let's go ahead real quick. Let's go ahead and run through articulation. So for Bullseye, both arms can go up to about 90. I'd be careful when turning that, just because I don't know if that's gonna, like I said, chip or not. Like I said, he does have the butterfly joint. There it is. You can see it in action there, so that's very cool. 360, mine still is a little stiff, so I'm not going to force it too much, but his head can look up that much. He can look down. You do get a little bit of tilt. You get a little bit of tilt there, not bad. Coming down around, he does have an ab crunch. Again, I'm not going to force that because it's stiff. Can kick up about that much, kick back about that much. Thigh cut right there. I'm not going to engage that yet because it's still stiff. Double jointed knees. The pants do get in the way, and Muse's does the same, but we'll talk about that. So that does that right there. And then he can kick down that much, kick up that much, and twist. So yeah, that's Bullseye. And then the hands, pretty much all of them, side, up, down, 360. Similar stuff, same stuff we've seen before. Nothing too dramatic, nothing too crazy. And then just taking a look at Muse, yeah, same sort of thing. So, you know, all the hands, up, down, side, twist. Arms, same thing with Bullseye, 90, looks like 90. He can look up, he'll look up quite far, can look down. You do get some tilt, not a lot of twist, but you do get some nice tilt. Again, I'm not going to engage that. That is incredibly stiff, but he does have an ab crunch there. And again, like I mentioned, the butterfly right there. Very nice to always have that for dynamic posing, as I've said, for figure photography. So that's always fun. Can kick up about that much, can kick back that much, out that much. Again, thigh cut right there. You can see that engaged right there. Very nice. And these two things right here. Double jointed pinless. As I said, again, just like with the Bullseye, the pants get in the way from going all the way back, but still very nice. So yeah, that is my review for the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Muse and Bullseye 2-pack. I really hope you guys enjoyed this review. Really hope you guys enjoyed the comparisons. Stay tuned for my Wolverine and Blade review. That should be up shortly. So if this one, I know in my Deadpool review, it says that that one should be up first. Technically, that was supposed to be set before my Deadpool review, but stuff happened, so be on the lookout for that. But yeah, without further ado, if you guys got this set, let me know down in the comments. Did you guys like it? Did you enjoy it? If so, let me know. And again, thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it, and I will catch you all in the next one.